You
You
ready?
ready? Yeah.
Three,
Three,
two,
2, 1.
one,
Why did you why
go.
did you do
Well,
the
I was
why
trying
did
to
you stop
match up with
on
you. Did you
what?
hit record?
No, why did you stop
Oh
on
my
one?
god. Oh my god. Okay, it'll be three, two, one. Record. We'll hit record on board.
Yeah, and we'll do like a normal rhythm. We're not gonna do a weird stutter step on one.
I was trying to catch up with you. All right.
So it's something like they're the
All right.
best
Are you
worst
ready?
friends.
Yes.
Best worst friends.
Three,
Best worst friends.
two, one. Record.
With Doug and Tim.
All right, I
Guys,
still think that lagged, but it's fine.
Welcome back to another episode of Best Worst Friends, episode 34 of the podcast, I believe. Guys, I'm
Yes.
Doug Koning.
And I'm Tim Nicholson. Hi. All right, so Doug, what did your ex-girlfriend say about your penis?
Well, she wasn't my ex-girlfriend, Tim. Thank you for asking. But we were just talking about this right before. I was saying
like, we can't
something.
lose this gold, Doug.
Yeah, I just giving this to Tim for free, just for our friendship. Gross. Has to be recorded for posterity. But
Of course,
anyways, this
penis
girl,
posterity.
penosterity. I don't know. But anyways,
Yeah, penisterity. That's not bad.
it's
That's
not
not
terrible.
bad.
Yeah, it's a pretty good portmanteau. But
Woo,
yeah, it
portmanteau.
was. Thank you. Can't spell it, but like using the word. Much like a lot of words, actually. But anyways, this girl, I was saying I was self-conscious with the size of my penis, and she said something along the lines of like, well, it's not the smallest one I've ever been with. Which immediately I was just like, you can't, that's not how you say that. That's not how you phrase that. That'd be like, well, you're not the dumbest person I've slept with. Like, now I feel bad for both me and you. Because I'm among
And this
the
random
smallest. Yeah, but you've had smaller. Yeah. I think it was some dude that she, like, tried to hook up with and tried to go down on, but he had such a gigantic bush to such a small wiener that there was just, like, nothing she could do, so she just had to go home.
That's tough.
That's gotta hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, like when you drop your keys in the tall grass, and eventually you just have to give up and go home.
Remember when I dropped my phone in a snowbank outside my house for like 2 days? I just didn't have a phone. I just didn't know where it went. And then like one day I was like, no, I'm finding this. And I basically shoveled my whole front lawn and then found my phone and it still worked.
That's
Crazy.
impressive.
Yeah, that was wild.
That's pretty
My
good.
phone just had its own like fucking 127 hours out in the cold. And
Yeah.
I was proud of it for making it.
Honestly, I just think that I have such a poor relationship with my dick that any compliment I ever receive just feels like sarcasm or like they're lying to me to make me feel better.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
So
like you almost look at it and you're like, him? That's
Yeah.
not for him.
Like, shut the fuck up. Why? Honestly, anytime I receive a dick compliment, my sincere response would be, why are you making fun of me right now? We were having a nice time. Why do you need to... Literally one time a lady said, like, it's so big. We were having sex. And I just, like, stopped. I was like, what are you making fun of me right now?
Yeah, don't do that.
Why
do
is
that.
it? Yeah. I can't accept compliments in any aspect of my life.
Yeah,
But-
compliments are hard, especially
Yeah.
about something like that. Especially about something where I feel like I have so much evidence to the contrary.
Yeah. I get real uncomfortable with sex, which is what made my episode of the podcast I guested on this past week so fun.
Nice. How was that?
It was all right. I was a guest on Your Place or Mine, Jesse Olsen's podcast, which is like a sex positive, happy show. And I was like, nah,
Yeah.
I hate sex. I don't like my dick. I don't think it's done anyone any good. I think
Do you feel like you grew from the conversation?
no, but I'm hoping she shrunk. I'm hoping
That's all you can really hope for. If you can't
Yeah.
hope for self-growth, you can hope for
Mm-mm.
other people shrinking, I guess.
Yeah, that's the goal, really. I don't want change. I want you to change so we can be sad together.
Yeah, I'm going to drag you down to my level, and then we can
Yes.
both just drown here.
Yeah. So check that out. Or even don't listen, but send her a message and tell her that I was great. That is also fine.
Yeah.
You don't have to
So
listen.
what'd you talk about on a sex positive podcast?
Mostly you. And
Really? Oh my gosh.
talked about you a little bit, and then
Well, now I
just
have to listen.
you know, I had tried the VR porn at that point, so yeah.
How'd it go?
That's the dark magic, dude. That's bad juju.
Okay.
That's
yeah,
not
yeah.
good. That's like I'm happy things are going really well with my girlfriend, because if she like broke my heart and I just like spiraled into a pit, VR porn would be there waiting for me. It was 100% like, because they're there. It's right there. It's
Yeah.
crazy. And it's just all right there, and they won't hurt your feelings or tell you that you need to get a job.
Unless you search for that. That's
yeah.
what the video is about.
Unless I type in, girlfriend says that you are a bad man.
Yeah. the
Girlfriend says you need to grow
experience.
up, JOI.
It's like job offer encouragement.
It's not how you spell encouragement, but
Oh yeah. Damn it! Shit! Fuck! We're working a scrapyard forever. Fuck!
Yeah,
oh
dude,
man.
that's that crud shoveling talk.
Oh man, it's the asbestos just fucking leaking into my goddamn brain.
Oh yeah, dude, you're
Ugh.
inhaling stuff that became illegal in the 30s.
No, 100%. All this metal's so old, and just like I was like looking at it one day, and I was like, "What is this shit?" And then as I was shoveling the crud, I was like, "I should really look up today what asbestos looks like." And I look it up when I get home, and I was like, "Ah, yeah, that looks almost identical to what I'm just around all fucking day." This job is just gonna kill me. I can feel it. I can feel it.
Do you wear a mask?
No, of course not.
Is that just
Of course,
because
that's not an option.
Is that just because you're so anti-mask that you won't even put one on when you're shoveling asbestos?
Dude, I would for sure wear a mask when I needed to wear a mask. I had a boss at that fucking installing
Wahab.
granite place. Yeah, I had a boss Wahab at that granite place who he would be like grinding rock and not wearing a mask because he was like such an anti-masker, anti-vaxxer, all that shit. But like literally he's breathing in rock dust, which is just like horrific for your lungs, and just like in these enclosed places. I was like, dude, there's a time and a place to take a stand, but like this is why you cough all day.
Yeah. I went to I was in Ottawa this last weekend, and we stopped by the Parliament buildings. It was all right. We stopped by the Parliament buildings, which they don't have Parliament tours on weekends.
That's weird.
Which was weird. And also they're not doing Parliament tours right now in honor of the Queen. Which was weird. But outside the Parliament buildings, they had there was a very small anti-vax rally. Like 20, 30 folks wearing Canadian flag capes. And,
I don't really understand it at this point.
I picked up
like,
the
what do you-
literature.
Yeah? What's the rhetoric? What are they talking about?
They're very against mask mandates.
That don't exist anymore? Well, I guess like on trains and travel maybe, but
yeah, I think planes maybe. And they're also very against all vaccines.
All vaccines.
Yeah, I got a thing, and it's like here are all the vaccines we're forced to get against our will, and it's like HPV, polio, rubella.
Okay, so the movement has changed into something just odd at this point. It's a weird last hill to be on at this point. But I mean, I guess good for them for caring about something. But
yeah,
like,
I don't care about
know.
Good for them. They had a megaphone.
At this point, it's just kind of all cringy to me. Like the one point you go past on the highway, and there'll just be like still banners of like say no to mandates with like Canadian flags, and people like woo. I'm like, wasn't this like fucking 8 months ago?
Yeah.
Like what are you protesting anymore?
Yeah, it would be like did I tell you about when Micah and I went to Coburg? We went on vacation, sort of. This is early in the pandemic. We got an Airbnb in Baltimore, Ontario, and we wanted to go to the beach at Coburg. But the beach was closed for COVID. They maybe thought you could get COVID from swimming in a lake with people. I don't really know what the plan was.
Yeah, this
But-
was back when we thought we were getting it like through toilets being connected in like apartment buildings. Like we had no fucking idea, right? So
yeah, exactly. Like,
it's like every time I flush the toilet, if my neighbor coughs near his toilet, I'm gonna die or something.
well, yeah, it's like I wouldn't Zoom with you because this microphone's connected to the computer and your microphone's connected to your computer. Maybe we didn't know. But we were there, and there was an anti-lockdowns protest in Coburg, which was about 10 people long. They were just walking down the middle of the street. They had like cops with them.
Half
And the
the
fir-
population of Coburg.
Yeah, and the
so.
first about 7 people were very anti-lockdown.
Yeah.
They were very, and then I remember the last couple signs. One of them was Gorbachev, tear down this wall, which I thought was pretty good. And then the last one said, stop child sex trafficking.
Whoa, weird. I mean, yeah, that's something everybody's on board with. But
Sure. But no, the
feels
Gorbachev
like-
tear down this wall. That's
Yeah, that's a good one.
that's
a
a
weird.
deep that's a deep pull.
Have you ever been to a protest?
No.
Yeah,
I've watched
me
like
neither.
fireworks once.
I don't think that's a protest. I think that's a celebration.
I think a protest is a celebration of some kind.
It's like an angry celebration.
Yeah.
We should go to a protest. How do you,
Well,
how do you even
all
find
right.
out about these things?
I don't know, probably like Facebook groups.
Yeah, or like active friends.
Yeah.
I remember having roommates who would go to protests and like were very involved in the community and stuff, and I would just ask them questions like, how do you know when it starts? How do you know when it ends? How long do you have to be there to say you participated? What are you doing? What's the like there's just so many questions
Yeah.
that are just awkward to me. I would
And
need
you
a buddy to go with. You can't go alone. As I
Oh.
learned this weekend,
And hold on. I just want to say, and also you can't show up. You can't like show up looking like you're ready to protest in case the protest sucks.
yeah.
Like if you show up and there's like 7 people, you want to be like, no, I'm just going to the store over there. I'm not part of the protest really.
Yeah, you show up and then scope it out first and then go back to your car parked a couple blocks away and then get your sign and come back. You're like, I want to make sure these guys aren't like fucking losers. I'm not going to
Yeah. Oh man, this
align
protest's
myself
full of
with them.
dorks. This guy's getting no pussy.
Yeah, where all the cool people protest? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, nowhere.
I wanted
They're
the
just
cool
doing
one.
cool people things.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of cool people were at the Black Lives Matter protests.
Yeah, that's true.
They weren't afraid of COVID. They cared about stuff.
Yeah. That's it. That's all they had.
That seems cool.
That's all they had to go on. Yeah, that's not bad.
But oh yeah, so you went to a concert this weekend?
Well, not like a concert, I guess, just like a show at a Doors Pub. It's like a punk venue here in Hamilton. But a
That's
buddy
cool.
of mine's band was playing. Actually, a band I had interviewed on my old podcast one time. It was like their band minus their drummer because their old lead singer now drummed. They're playing there again. And I convinced myself, I was like, I've been to movies alone. I've gone to,
Love movies
comedy
alone.
shows alone. Yeah, this is going to be fine. This isn't weird. This is fine. And then I went there alone, and it was definitely not fine. It's definitely a different beast. And it was just, I was there because the show said it started at 8, and I was like, well, I perform. I know how these things go. Like, it's not going to start right at 8, right? So I showed
Yeah.
up. I was there for like 8:15, 8:20. And I paid, and I went upstairs into like the main part because you have to go into the basement first, and it's like this cool little pub, and you can get like tacos and stuff, and then you walk up a set of stairs into the house part, and it's like that's where the venue is, where they
Right.
have the show. And so I went up there after sitting awkwardly, getting a beer at the bar, and just like staring at wrestling on a TV because I'm not talking to anyone for like 15 minutes. I walk up there like 8:30, and there's just no one up there. Like, not a band, not anybody there. And then, so the show doesn't even start till like 9:15. But luckily, my friend's band went up first, and they were there early enough. I got to talk to them a bit, so I wasn't just standing awkwardly. But I literally felt like I was at like a middle school dance or something. I was just leaning on the bar they had upstairs, and it was like I was afraid to stray from there. You know, it would be like if I walked away from the bar, it was like almost like I was walking on like thin ice, and I'm like trying to spread my weight out so I don't
Oh yeah.
collapse. And
If you took one hand off that bar, everybody in the venue would have turned to look at you at the same time. Until you put your hand back on the bar.
And you don't want to like go close to any group in particular, because you don't want to be like, I'm part of your group now. You don't want anybody to look around at you weird. Like it was just awful. I enjoyed the bit of music I was there for. I was there for like maybe like 5 or 6 songs, and then I was like, all right, I feel like I've done my part in supporting their dream, and I can go support my dream of not being here anymore.
Dude, I always think about going to music shows alone, but
Yeah, I will never do that again in my whole life.
I love movies alone. I
Yeah.
don't like comedy shows alone. No.
Yeah, that would be strange.
Hey. Mike
Yeah,
says
comedy
hi.
Say hi back.
Doug said something mean. I won't repeat. Yeah.
Oh my
So.
God. Just listen to the episode. You'll hear.
But yeah, I went and saw. This was probably 15 years ago. Went and saw Louis C.K. when he came to
God.
London, Ontario. He was at Centennial Hall. Supposed to go with
Nice.
my buddy Andrew, but the day of the show, Andrew's dad had a heart attack.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he's fine now. You know,
That's good.
yeah, he's adjusted his diet and whatnot. But Andrew couldn't go, and I couldn't find anyone to take his ticket. But I was like, I'm gonna go. I haven't seen him before. It's gonna be fun. And you're just sitting in the theater, and laughing. There's no one to laugh with. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
literally be
yeah.
sitting there, and then he would tell a joke, and they'd be like, and I like turn to the person next to me, and they would just be like, what the fuck? They would- like, nah, they did not want me to be a part of their life.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They were
For
like,
sure.
I'm here with my friends. You go over there.
Did you enjoy the show though?
I think so. I don't have a lot of.
I think so.
Yeah, looking back on it, all I remember is like, I wish someone else had been there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially because like I half remember it, and then I have no one to talk about it with to keep those memories alive. So it's all
Yeah.
just faded into. I remember I embarrassed myself asking Ted Alexandro for an autograph on his CD because he was sort of standing off on the side holding a marker and no one was getting a CD from him. So I went and got one. He was like, "All right." Like, he knew I didn't care. But I had a signed Louis CD for a while. I don't know where that ended up.
That's fucking sick. Which
Yeah.
which CD?
Chewed Up. He was touring Chewed Up.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was a classic. But
Oh yeah.
to pivot from one disgraced historical figure to another, R.I.P. the Queen.
R.I.P. the Queen. Yeah.
R.I.P. Mum. I don't think we talked about that last time.
Yeah. Honestly, just because I don't really see why Canadians ever care about the Queen. I don't really get it. It's just
Well-
like some rich old white lady who never did anything.
She did a lot of great stuff, man. Like here's the thing. It's really upsetting to me that the federal government is not instituting like a national holiday on the day of her death. Like
Yeah.
she deserves that. She did so much for our country. She did so much for Britain. She was like, talk to my grandma
You're reading
about
off
it.
a script right now.
She's like, she was a strong leader when England needed one. She was a great figurehead, and she was something that represented for Canada. And also, she died on my birthday. So I think that we should honor her with a federal holiday. Every year, September 8th, I get to stay home
No,
from
you're
work.
right, Tim.
I
Yeah,
think
when
that
you're right,
would
you're
be...
right.
Yeah, no.
Oh man.
That would be
you
so
ever-
fucking sick, dude. When she
If
died, I
you're-
was like, yes.
Happy
Today's
birthday
the
to
day.
Tim.
Oh my god. I was like, dude, I'm gonna get drunk on my birthday every year at like 10 a.m.
It's like you just like blew out the candles and you're like, oh, my wish came true.
Yeah, I'll wrap myself in a British flag, fucking, and just drink Pimm's cups all day in honor of the Queen and also me.
And it's like, yeah, that man's not sad. He's patriotic.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, that would be a great birthday. But no, I don't
that'd
give
be sick.
I don't care about the Queen. I like that picture of her when she like started driving a car without permission, and you could see the whatever the British equivalent of the Secret Service like running after her scared, and she looked real happy. That was fun. But
My favorite thing she ever did was one time she wore like this green outfit, and then it was like the exact same green as green screens. So then people just edited fun things onto the Queen. That
great
was
stuff.
Great.
Yeah,
That was a great thing she did for the world.
absolutely. You know, sure, just a ton of atrocities and like covering up for pedophiles and stuff. But she knew how to have a good time.
Yeah. I saw some like funny meme about like people used to get a letter from the Queen if they got to 100 years old, and now that the Queen's dead, when girls turn 16, they're gonna get a text from Prince Andrew.
Very fun.
I was like, that's
Very
nice.
Yeah.
That's real good.
Oh yeah, I saw a video of the Queen cutting a cake. She stabbed it like Jason Voorhees. That was fun.
Yeah, she's bound to do a couple fun things. She was fucking royalty for God knows how long.
Absolutely.
Actually, no, we all know how long. Like 70-something years, was it? What was it? 71 years?
We don't all know how long.
Yeah, that's true.
One thing that I think is actually unfair to the Queen is that in all the memorial pictures of her, it's all her old as fuck. That
Yeah.
feels rude. She
Yeah.
was a queen for a very long time. She was young and hot for a while. Make her memorial
let's have
pictures.
some young hot queen.
Yeah, her being young and hot. I bet that's how she'd want to be remembered.
Yeah.
She looked exactly like my grandma when she died. So that's weird. Just walking through Ottawa, just pictures of my grandma posted everywhere. Who I don't call enough anyway. Made me feel
You're
real
like,
bad.
shit. This
Yeah.
feels like a sign.
Sorry, Evelyn. It's my bad. But yeah, so I guess we've done our duty talking about the Queen.
Yeah, we've done our topical part. Oh, something that's changed in my life recently. I started doing my in-car driving lessons, which are
Becoming a
stressful
real
as
boy.
Fuck yeah, man. Trying. The first day we just drove down to the pier, and he was asking me like when I got to the car, like, do you feel comfortable driving down there? I was like, no, there's no way. I can't do that. So he drove me down to this pier, and there's just like a couple big like squares of roads. So I basically just practiced turns a lot, and then I actually did end up driving home from the pier, and then the next lesson I drove there and back. So
Very
getting
nice.
some time on actual roads. But honestly, dude, I respect drivers so much more having
you.
attempted it. Like, it's insane the things you have to keep fucking track of the whole
Yeah.
time.
So
Like,
do you
looking
understand?
here, looking up there, over there.
Do you
Yeah, no,
understand
go
why
on.
it's so frustrating for me that I'll say I'm leaving at 12:30, and then at like 1 I'll get a text from you while I'm on the QEW being like, "Hey, have you left yet?" And then if I don't respond, 10 minutes later I get Tim, a bunch of question marks. It's like I'm
Yeah,
trying
yeah,
really
yeah.
hard to not die right now. I need
Yeah.
you to be patient.
Yeah, that's a good point. I should just start calling.
Yeah, that would be great.
But yeah, dude, it's fucking. You're basically like in charge of a spaceship. That's what it feels like. It's just
I bet it
insanity
doesn't.
to me. Well, for me, it's just I've never drove anything. Like I was telling
Yeah.
him, he's just like bumper cars, go karts. I was like, nah, man, like bumper cars once when I was a kid, and he's like, damn. But he's like this really nice guy named Sheldon. He's like, he's nice but also tough and fair. Like when I have like a bad turn, sometimes he's like, fucking bad turn, man, too soon. I'm like, you're right, Sheldon, you're right. It's just like,
that sounds fun.
it's so much to get used to. It's just crazy to me, like just the applying pressure to the gas and
Dude,
the brake and stuff like that. A lot of abrupt stops, and like every time I stop abruptly, he'll always just be like, "No!" Like he'll Sound effect too.
Man, I'm just shocked that your driving instructor is not a middle-aged Middle Eastern man. That's all the driving instructors I've ever even heard of have been very similar to mine, Gus El-Khatib. But no, man, I'm glad you're having a good time. Do you feel like you're improving?
Yeah, I think a little bit. Just like time on the road, I think is the most important part for me. We did some parking. Parking's insane. I don't understand how people do parking at all.
Yeah.
Like backing into a spot.
Oh, fuck
and like
that.
people who do that with like crazier sized vehicles too. Like, how the fuck are you doing this with like a boat? That just blows my mind.
That's a whole other set of rules, though. You just like put your hand on the bottom of the steering wheel, and then like the way your hand moves, that's the direction the boat's gonna go. Like your car is gonna go the opposite direction of the boat.
Yeah.
It's a whole other beast. But yeah, I don't really back into parking spots, at least not in one try.
Yeah.
I'm going to need you to teach me how to do that. I hit a curb every time I parallel park. I know my limits. I stay within it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. That's what all I was thinking when he was like doing all these like backing into spots rules or like demonstrations and all that. I was just like, I will just be parking further away.
Yeah.
Parking at the pull through spots. That's what I'll be doing.
I love a nice walk.
I need it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I need the cardio.
I'm not
gonna
parking
rob
on
myself of that.
I'm not going to the mall on Christmas Eve. I don't need to know how to do all this. I'm going to off-hours grocery stores only.
Yeah, but yeah, man, it's been stressful, but I feel better about it. I feel better about being on the roads, which is nice.
That's
like it
good.
was scary driving on Hamilton roads, and I don't have too much practice, but I'm getting better. Shoulder checks. I realize I never do enough shoulder checks ever. He'll just be like, go left, and I'm just like, start. He's like, shoulder check. What are you doing? And it's like, yes. I have to make sure it's clear.
Is it because for the first 26 years of your life you were not physically capable of shoulder checking?
It might be. Maybe it's just like I was always so big. I was like, people will make room.
Yeah.
That's just like, how I think in a car too.
If I turn my head to the left, it's just more Doug over there. Okay, what's the point of looking? But no, do you have a plan for? Like, is there somewhere you want to drive to? Or you're like, once I get my license, I'm driving to beep.
I mean, I think making the trip from Hamilton to London would be cool.
Yeah.
Just to be like, drive the thing I rode a bike on one time and be like, look, see, the work you put in makes sense. It's now taken an hour and a half instead of 9 hours, and you didn't think you were going to die at some point.
Oh, yeah, and then you'll just drive to your lady's house.
Dude,
and pick her up and take her to a movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
feel like a man. Now I feel like a man-child being dropped off by my friends' places. It's too much.
Make
it's
out
too
in
much
your
when
own
you're like
car.
30. Yeah. Have my own car. Get to control the music all the time if I want to.
Oh, yeah. Judging by your financial status, you're probably going to have to invest in some cassette tapes for your car.
Oh, yeah. An 8-track.
Yeah. I have a vinyl record player in my car.
Just a
cool.
phonograph I have to be constantly cranking to listen to something.
But no, that's awesome, man. I don't think I'm doing anything. I was like, what am I doing to advance my life like that? I'm not doing shit.
Man, well, like I said, once I get driving a car and I'm comfortable with that, we'll make a rule. Once I pass my G2, you and Brittany have to learn how to ride a bike.
Oh.
No ifs, ands, or buts.
Dude, when I was in Ottawa, they don't have bikes, but they have motorized scooters.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 50 cents a minute. There's all over the corners and sidewalks all over Ottawa. And you just ride it to another designated spot, basically.
Did you guys do it?
Yeah, Kyle was like, we walked down to this diner. It's 20-minute walk, and he's like, let's scooter back. It'll be funny. And I was like, all right, yeah, let's do it. So I'm there in a pea coat and jeans. I got this, and Kyle gets his going first, and he's just sort of ripping down the street, ripping back.
He's doing a fucking wheelie. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I put the helmet on, and
Nice.
I do all the scans or whatever, and then I start it up, and turns out I can't ride a motorized scooter either.
What do you mean you can't ride a scooter?
Turns out the same problems apply.
So
was
what
just-
was happening?
I almost hit a parked car, for one. Just me and a peak. It was just like wobbling back and forth, not really able to get a good place, like
Do you think
rhythm
you just have like
going.
a really bad sense of balance or something?
I must, or like an inner ear disorder. I honestly think the main problem is I lack confidence. I think
Probably,
I think I lack confidence, and that's the problem. Because as soon as I got on, I was like, "Ah," and I just started flailing like the handlebars back and forth. But Kyle said he looked back at me and he's like, "Oh no, we have to walk home. I can't." As I was like, just because I looked like a businessman, and I was just flopping around down this side street, almost hitting parked cars and like having to get off, having to slam the brakes and like walk it for a bit and then try again. And
Oh man, that's too much.
yeah, I was like, I can meet you back there if you want to ride a scooter, but I'm not gonna be able to do that.
Tim, we got to be able to crack this. We got to get you on a bike. I think we could.
Here's the thing, though, we don't,
Why not?
because I don't need to know how to ride a bike. It would
But, like,
be
even
nice.
you don't need it, obviously. But wouldn't it just be nice to be like, I'm not conquered by some metal and a couple tires. Like, I can do this. I can.
I'm not.
If push comes to shove, and I needed to for some reason, I don't know why. All other modes of transportation are gone. You're trying to flee from somewhere, and like, we got these bikes, or you can run.
I
You're
don't
saying-
plan on being on a bike in the apocalypse, if that's your scenario. I'm not gonna like start jousting people. I'm not gonna bike in Toronto anyway. Seems like a nightmare.
It is a scary city at times to bike in, but honestly, they've made a lot of it pretty bike friendly.
I guess, but
nice.
every like 2 months there'll be someone who's been biking in the city their whole life, and they'll just post an Instagram story where they look like they got in a fucking UFC fight,
Yeah, that's true.
and it's because someone just turned right in front of them, and then they ended up airborne for a while.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with that shit. I want to hit cyclists. I don't want to be a cyclist who gets hit by cars.
Yeah.
Much
I don't
rather
know, man.
be
I think it would still be a fun thing to cross off your list at some point.
I don't know. Let's do swimming or skating. Like, I got a lot of options here, but I
You
don't
can't
need.
skate either.
No, I have very weak ankles.
What about
I
did you
can,
ever
like-
rollerblade as a kid?
I did until that joke came out and ruined rollerblading.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. The joke, of course, being, what's the worst part of rollerblading? Telling your parents that you're gay. That's the.
Yeah.
And then 12-year-old boys everywhere took rollerblades and put them in the back of the garage, never to be seen or heard from again.
Yeah, that's got to be hard on like whatever companies made rollerblades. So like when that came out, like I wonder if they even had a PR team back then. Like, how do you fight that? Like,
You
no,
don't.
it means you're like super straight.
Yeah, you
Because
call
there's
up
nothing.
Richard Gere and you're like, "How do we handle this?" And he's like, "I have no idea. I have a gerbil up my ass right now. I can't even talk to you."
I am really busy.
But yeah, I can't. Well, like I can for a while. I could go forward on skates and like turn a little, but I've never been able to stop.
Yeah, I could never like hockey stop. I always thought it was cool. Maybe we can learn how to do that. Maybe we'll get
Yeah.
Nick to teach us how to hockey stop.
What I'm hearing is that you can't skate either.
No, I can skate a little bit.
You cannot skate.
I
If you
could-
can't
I could
hockey
skate
stop,
better.
you can't skate.
No, I could skate better than you for sure.
Yeah, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you
See,
can't skate.
So if you can't do like the turn side, shoot someone with like the ice snow mixture, whatever, you can't skate.
So you're saying that your way of stopping is just to do the pizza and then like slow down for a little
or
bit,
like
just
you turn a
turn
little
your
bit.
feet in.
Yeah.
And then you just like, no, that doesn't count. No,
What?
you can't skate.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I can't skate then.
Yeah. And saying you can skate better than me means nothing. It's like saying I can fly a plane better than you. Neither of us can do it. I just think I'd be better at it.
I would just handle it well. I would
Yeah.
crash a little bit less.
Yeah, you just have more confidence in your badness.
Yeah. Isn't it sad to think we could be skating on something and then say if that ice were to break apart and for some reason there was like a pool underneath? Because that's how they made the ice rink. We would just be fucked either way.
I know. And then I would just be down there, unable to swim, unable to skate, and then someone throws me a bicycle and I can't do anything with that either. What a horrible way to die.
Like, Tim, here's a bicycle. Ride it along the bottom of the pool.
Yeah.
And you get to the shallow end.
It's a water bicycle. Yeah. I can't swim really or skate or ride a bicycle. So, bicycle's bottom of the list for me. It's the one that upsets the most people for some reason.
I
But
think because it's probably the easiest of all those.
yeah,
Well, I guess
says
swimming's
you.
pretty second nature to people.
Says you.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think it's the hardest.
I really thought I was going to tackle swimming this summer. I gave it a few honest tries. I don't think I ever learned any technique. I just did a lot of trying not to drown.
You were
going in
practicing
circles.
swimming in a pool that was like, what, if you laid down, was it like 3 U's? Like feet to fingertips over your head? You could probably fit 3 Dougs across that pool. You can't really learn to swim in that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
You need to
Also,
do,
like,
a
there's no
length.
there's no real threat or anything like that because it was like 3
Well, you need a
feet
shark?
deep, so no,
You need
no,
a shark
I
in
just
there to
need-
get you motivated to move.
Need some danger in a way. Like in that pool, if I were to stand up, I would my belly button would be out of the water.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I need a bit deeper of something to feel like, I'm actually swimming. I don't know.
I don't know, maybe, but I think you just need to be able to like swim consistently for a bit, for like a little
Yeah.
while.
Maybe
Feel
I'll
like
ask the
I am
Sheldon
now
guy to give me some
swimming.
swimming lessons afterwards. Like, what else can you be like a substitute parent for, buddy?
Listen, you've been a great dad so far. Let's keep this relationship going. It's like you're in the Big Brother program, but you're 30.
It's what I need.
Next time
what I
you
need.
go, you should just like bring 2 gloves and a baseball. Be like, just if we need them, we have them. I don't really know.
I was like, I don't know, like what you're doing after. Like, my job, probably more. Yeah, no, cool.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. I just thought we could maybe drive somewhere and like hang out for a bit. I'll drive. Go park somewhere and throw the ball around. I can't play baseball
Nice.
either. What was I doing?
What do you
I was doing like logic puzzles. I can't catch a pop fly, is what I mean.
Oh man, they used to be my favorite.
I
I remember one time playing with my cousins where we were hitting a softball around, and my cousin Jesse had his glove up in the air. He's just like a little kid, like maybe 5 or 6, and he had his glove up in the air, and I think he like started to like block out the sun because it was getting in his eyes with the glove, and then the ball just came down and just hit him directly on the face.
What a
Like
nightmare.
just a softball from high up, right in this kid's nose, and he like drops to the ground. We had to like carry him back to his place.
Just completely out.
Yeah, not like knocked out, but immediately like that little kid, I'm hurt, I don't want anybody to see, like turtling.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
you're just
yeah.
like trying to pull his arms away to like see his face because you can like see some blood, but he's just like hiding it.
I remember one time I was playing indoor soccer. It was awesome. We played soccer on a roller rink that had like
Ooh.
boards and 2 nets on either end, and it was hardwood floor. It was sick. That was what I played in the winter. And
Nice.
they just being able to like bounce the ball off the board and then back to yourself to get around somebody. Best
Oh,
feeling.
that's tight.
It was sick.
That's tight.
But I've always played defense because I was a big fat kid. And our goalie came out and just drop kicked the ball, and it went about 2 feet the wrong direction and hit me right in the side of the head. And apparently I just like went down immediately and then stood back up. I was just like out and then on. Just
Just like hit your reset button.
absolutely. Just got up and I was like, And then I forgot how to ride a bike. I couldn't swim anymore. It was just a
Can you imagine
nightmare.
if that was the? Oh my god.
I would love if that was the story. That
If
would
you
make me
had
feel
like
so
an
much
actual
better.
reason other than just like being a coward a little bit.
Yeah, other than just being kind of a bitch. That would be
Yeah.
great. But
yeah.
no, and I remember the only experience I ever had trying to catch a pop fly.
Mhm.
I was invited out to play baseball in the park with the other neighborhood boys, which did not happen to me when I was a kid. So I was like, today's the day. Went to the basement, got my sister's mitt. And
It says juicy on it or something like that.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I notice that. It's pink.
it was bedazzled. It was Hello Kitty. I was like, "What's up, guys?" When you punched it, it like Barbie spoke to you. And someone hit a fly ball. I was like one of the 4 shortstops because we were all just out there. And there was a pop fly. It was coming to me, and I was trying to track it, and then it fell behind my head and planted itself in the ground, and I couldn't get it out. And so
Oh,
the person
no.
got an inside the park home run
Oh.
as I was just struggling to try to get this ball out of the dirt that I'd messed up. And every single person was just looking at me like, oh, man. I think I just went home. I was like, all right, that's enough baseball for me. Thank you all very much. I'm going to go home now.
Yeah, you can't really come back from that.
No.
Also, like once you've given the other kids like a weakness, be like, all right, left field. Left field is where we smack it every time.
Yeah, no, we're going to hit it to, the shortstop that's closest to second base but isn't the second baseman. That's where we're going.
I only ever really played baseball as a little kid, so I would play in the outfield, and none of the little kids were good enough to hit the ball out there, so I would just kind of sit on the ground and just pick at grass and pick leaves and
Nice.
stuff like that. Actually, like working at this like shitty scrapyard job a lot of the time when I'm just like picking things out of like the train switches, I'm just like sitting there like shoving a weed into it, just pretending I'm doing work. I like think to myself like, I feel like I'm playing baseball when I was a little kid.
Nice.
So I'm just like doing nothing. Like I'm just killing time, waiting for break time.
Just like you do now. You've kept that going for your whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only difference is now you jerk off at work. That's the only difference.
Yeah, not at this job though. The bathrooms are just way too public. Like it's like right beside the lunchroom, and then the bathroom door is always open, and there's like 3 stalls, but it's like there's no separation.
I always
It's
just pictured
awful.
that you would just shit on top of the crud and then shovel it up. I didn't realize there was like a separate bathroom for you guys. That's the lap of luxury out there.
Yeah, no, they. I was gonna say they treat us well, but they don't. We're still just like called the temps. I don't even know if a lot of them know our names. Oh, some of the other temps I've seen, like they're starting to get hired on and stuff, and I'm like, what the hell? Why am I shoveling crud? This guy's walking around with like a clipboard.
Yeah.
Has like a newer hat. I'm like, this is bullshit.
I rank that guy. You should try to get promoted, dude. Do you think it's because you said you
Yeah,
liked
maybe.
manual labor?
No, I don't think it's anything like that. I think there's like some conflict of interest where they can't hire me if I've only been at this place for like 3 months or whatever.
Mm.
So they have to wait till it's over 3 months because like Express. I think that's how this temp agency keeps its like clause in you, so they can make money off of you.
Right.
Because like that's what it is, right? The place just wants to hire you on, so there's no middleman getting paid for you for no real reason. So
Sorry, my
Yeah.
eye just keeps twitching.
that's okay. It's because I'm talking about employment
I
in
feel like
this whole murderous world.
I feel like that's probably a brain aneurysm, right? Am I dying?
Yeah. No, you probably don't have much time left.
Oh God. Well, I'm glad I'm spending it with you.
Aw.
My best worst friend, Doug County.
Thank you so much. I got people to actually say the proper credit on stage this weekend. And they
Hey!
said it properly. Yeah.
That's great
It
stuff,
was
man.
Nice. Yeah.
I
Feels
should
good.
have got Kyle to do it, but I was too ashamed. And also, I was like a guest spot, so it seemed weird.
Yeah. You could still get him to say something.
Yeah, I know. But I don't know.
How was the club, though? How was Laugh Lounge?
Oh, the club is incredible.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really well laid out. They got great crowds out. Everybody had just an awesome time. Lady came up, said it was her first comedy show ever, bought us some shots after. Shout out
Nice.
to her. Yeah. Yeah, it was a really nice time.
Hell
But,
yeah, I gotta find my way up there. That'd be
Yeah,
fun.
just sort of treated it like a vacation on which I got to perform stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was
That's
not
a good way to look
not
at it.
too bad. Because it's like a 6-hour drive up there. Just brutal, dude. We listened to
And
so
how
many.
how many minutes did you do each spot?
10 the first night, 8 the second night.
Okay.
Yeah, they wanted the feature to have more time the second night, which
Yeah.
went okay, I guess. It was great. We just listened to, on the whole way home, we just listened to bad comedy albums.
Nice.
It was really good.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll be
yeah.
asking you for some names after
Oh,
we're done
buddy.
recording.
Do I have some names for you? I almost want to save them so we can listen to them together in the car.
You know
There's
what? I
some
think I
tough
know of
ones.
one in particular we'll probably talk about after this. But I don't know if we talked about this last week. Did I talk about Ryan Williams' album? I don't
No.
even know this guy, but he's like a comic from BC. He put out an album called Manual Labor of Love. If anybody listening to this hasn't heard that album, it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah?
It's so good. He has a joke about moving on the bus that made me laugh more than anything I've heard in a long time. Because he had to move on he had to move on the bus one time because he had a car, but I think he had a DUI and his car was full of bees anyways, so he couldn't use it. So he moved on the bus and it took him 8 trips.
Oh,
And he's
like moving apartments on the bus.
yeah, yeah.
Fuck.
And he said for 3 of those trips he had the same bus driver.
All right.
So he just he does this whole act out of the bus driver being like, "Hey, this sad guy with a microwave full of clothing looks like that same guy from earlier with an end table full of clothing." It's just, dude, it's so fucking good. And it's he does over an hour. It's crazy.
Nice.
Yeah, I was blown away, but it's all
right.
really good stuff. Yeah.
Ryan Williams, Manual Labor of Love. That was not one of the
Yeah.
albums we listened to. We listened to albums where, people are doing extended act outs where they don't talk for 45 seconds on
Yeah, that shit's weird.
on an album recording. Really, just wild stuff.
It's always boggled my mind when you hear stuff on Sirius where the bit is and I was all, and she was like, and then I went, and then he did, and you're like, what the fuck? Why would they ever put this on airwaves?
And it's
This
just
is
crushing.
So stupid.
It's just
Yeah.
fucking blowing the roof off the place. And
And
you're
just
like, wow, I
listening,
sure
you're
wish
like,
I
"Nah, I guess I had to be there,
Yeah.
but don't know why I'm trying to be there right now because
sure
I
wish
can't."
I knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. I guess I don't really think about. Have you ever really listened to your bits and thought this needs me on stage to keep the joke going? You know what I mean? It needs a visual
No.
aspect to it.
No, but that's because I don't move or do
Yeah.
any act outs at all on stage.
Yeah.
I
gotta
don't.
start moving more.
I think that people look at me on stage, and they're like, I kind of wish this guy wasn't here. I kind of wish I could close my eyes and just listen to this, but that would be rude.
you just go backstage and just tell all your jokes.
Yeah.
Just in
Oh.
the microphone. They can't see you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you and I plan on getting off our asses and doing live comedy outside the city, which
Yes.
means we will have to stay in hotels together.
Yes.
Is there anything I need to be aware of for when we share hotels together?
I don't think
Because
so. We've also shared a hotel room before one time.
that's true. A horrible motel in Woodstock when we went to that wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah. The reason I'm asking is because I went up there with Kyle, and Kyle
Uh-huh.
snores like a motherfucker, dude.
Really?
I mean, yes. 6 a.m. It's like it sounds like a
God.
dinosaur has broken into the fucking hotel room.
I wouldn't
and decided
picture
to have a
Kyle
nap.
as a snorer.
Apparently, he snores only when he sleeps on his back. When he sleeps on his front, he does not. He didn't
Okay.
snore at all the second night. The first night, we got in at about 3:30. We got pretty
Uh-huh.
drunk and got lost in Ottawa, and found our way home pretty late. And then he woke me up at 6:30, and then I sort of dozed off. He woke me up again at 9, and I just chucked a pillow at him. I was like, "Shut the fuck up!" And he was all embarrassed and upset. And I should let you know, for when we share hotel rooms together, that if ever I eat a lot of cheese before bed, I'll probably have night terrors.
Okay, well that's just not allowed then.
And I'll probably start going like, in my sleep, and you won't be able to wake me.
Oh, I'm just not going to deal with that then.
Yeah,
You're
just as
you're going to go lactose intolerant. You're going to go dairy free if we go on tour together.
Yeah, I'm just gonna order nachos. Just gonna smack them out of my hand. Just fucking no, I'm not dealing with that.
You know how you get.
You never had Brittany be like, you like mumbled in your sleep, or you like punched me in the face, or some weird stuff?
I for sure used to like whimper in my sleep, so you might have to put up with some light whimpering.
Just like a
Yeah, a lot of that. Yeah.
I like the picture that you sleep like a dog sleeps. Every once in a while, you just dream you're running, and like your legs start going, and you start like.
She just has to pet me until I calm down.
He's dreaming about chasing squirrels.
No, I've had the occasional night terror. There was the one day I woke up like panting, and then I was like, "Oh, I hope Brittany didn't realize." And then I realized that she was out in the kitchen getting me a drink of water because she realized because that was loud, and I was like having a panic attack in my sleep, I guess. But I don't think I'm too bad. If I get sick, I get very whiny when I'm sleeping. And my friend once told me that like her husband had a cold, and I had a cold. I was sleeping on the couch. I can't remember why, and then. She said she was dealing with her husband snoring in her room, and then she could hear me down the hall, basically just snoring like. I was just snoring, and she's like, "This is the worst," because you were just always making noise on the inhale and the exhale.
That's brutal. There's one. The only thing that I think the worst part of snoring that I've ever heard is the part where the person like swallows the snore.
Oh yeah.
Where it's just like, and then they just breathe normal for a bit, and you're like, what did they just inhale into their just like ugh. Me. Just back to normal
they just
sleeping.
Eat a dream.
Yeah.
I remember once hanging out with my grandma when I was a little kid, and she lived in a duplex with my aunt and uncle, and she was asleep on the couch, and I was just like watching TV as she was just like snoring, and then she like woke herself up from a snore at one point. I was like maybe like 6 or 7, and she's just like, "Oh, I'm sorry, buddy, you weren't able to do anything fun tonight. You know, I was just a little bit tired." And before I was able to say, "That's okay, Grandma," all I heard was like she was back asleep already. Just like woke up for a second, apologized, went back to sleep, guilt-free.
I think I've definitely had conversations with people while I'm asleep. Well, I'll just wake up and be like, "I'm sorry, I tried my best," and just down.
Yeah, when you're like part in the dream.
Yeah.
Still. Yeah, I've definitely had I'm in the dream, they're in the real world conversations with people who got really mad at me. Like I remember this one girl I was dating back in the day. We worked at the same place, so we had like a little beeping security pass that would get us in, and she needed to use mine because I remember where hers was. But she was asking me where mine was as I was asleep. She was starting work like 4 hours before me.
Yeah.
And I was in the middle of some dream where I was like breaking out of some prison with like lasers going across and stuff. And I was like, "You have to duck under the lasers and then climb over the thing. And then there's a bear." And I'm just and she's like, "What?" And she was getting so mad. And then she eventually just stormed out.
Wait, was she mad because you wouldn't wake up, or she thought you were awake and just giving her horrible advice?
I think she just thought I was fucking with her or something like that. But I was like, no, I was full out of sleep. I didn't.
She's
know
like, "You're such an asshole." You're like,
well, I'm trying to get us out of this jail.
The combination to the safe is 71 for. All right. Do you want to do plugs?
Yeah, let's do some pluggaroos, man. This Tuesday I'm at Emerson 109 in Hamilton. It's a free show. Come out to that. That'll be fun. Like 9 p.m. start time. Always good lineups. Wednesday I'm headlining a show with Tim in Toronto at the Transact Club. That's at 8 p.m.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
believe- I'm
Rob
sorry, I
Davies'
burped.
show, right?
Yeah, it's only $10 Toronto. Please come to that. That'll be kick-ass. I haven't done a show with Rob and Alex in a long time. They're both really funny guys, so that'll
Yeah.
be fun. And
Excited
then
to be doing that.
Thursday, I'm doing Ye Old Squires somewhere in Hamilton. I don't know. I don't know who's on the lineup. But it'll be all right. Come out to that, too.
Reach out to Doug and be like, "Where are ye old squires?"
Yeah. Yeah, you
And-
get it.
Yeah.
And Tim, what are you up to?
I just got that show with you on Wednesday, and then I postponed my family birthday dinner to go to Ottawa. So
Nice.
I'm gonna be doing that on Saturday. So
Nice.
you guys can't come. It's not really a plug, but I'm gonna be hanging out with my family. So
Yeah, if we're plugging real life stuff, I have my next in-car session on Friday.
oh, where do you go again?
Well, we went to the pier the first 2 times, but I don't know what we're going to do now because it's just like more practice. I might see if he'll let me drive up the mountain,
Okay.
get used to hills, just drive around
Damn.
town, try and do crazy lane changes. Like, I'm just trying to get used to Hamilton as a city. It's a scary city to drive in.
If you were going to the pier again, I'm gonna try to get some people out with signs to come and support you, and cheer you
That'd
on.
be funny.
Go Doug! Woo!
It was a sharp left. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it'd be
not
like
supportive.
we just say like "you turn me on," just like fun car puns.
Oh, that's great.
All right, but now we can't do that because you're apparently driving on real roads now.
Yeah, I'm a big boy now.
Yeah, you gonna be comfortable driving my car?
I hope so.
All right, cool. Because I would love to split driving with you on some of these things.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I've spent our entire friendship driving you around.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. No, it's time for. Well, I guess. Well, once I have my G2, you can be as drunk as you want in there. It's just when I have my G1, you can't be
That's true.
a drunk passenger. But
Yeah.
once I get that G2,
Oh, buddy.
yeah,
Nothing I love more than drinking alone while Doug stays sober. What a great time that sounds like.
we'll get you another friend.
Yeah. Now I have to drink 14 Twisted Teas. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a burden to put on me.
Now you have to be the piece of shit.
Yeah. Now I'm the piece of shit.
Me and my cousin, our friend group, we used to just call it whoever got the most fucked up last. That's what we would call it if we were like if we were getting trashed. Like, oh, we're getting Douged tonight.
Nice.
You're like, duh, you're gonna get so joshed. So yeah, it's your turn to get Doug.
Yeah. It's been about a decade of getting Timmed. All right, I'm out here trying to get Douged.
Oh man, yeah.
And you can be the Tim, you fucking loser.
Ugh.
Ha ha. Have fun being Tim.
I remember my cousin Josh once saying that when it flipped back to, or no, like I had gotten sick more recently. That's what it was. Whoever got sick, it was the name was upgraded to that, and then he was just like, "Ha ha, you're the Josh." I was like, "You have no idea how funny it is that you're saying that as an insult. You're saying your own name as an insult."
All right, I think that's good for this week.
All right, that's it. Bye, everybody. We love you.
Bye, everybody.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that was pretty good.
That's pretty good, man. I missed the in-person ones, but that was pretty good.
Me too.